Hey guys, I'm currently away on holiday for Gamescom at the moment, so today's video will be hosted by another YouTuber called TheHiveLeader who also makes MMORPG content. If you go to his channel, he's done a ton of really high quality MMO first impressions, and he also has a really interesting series called My Dream MMO. If you're a fan of my videos, I highly suggest subscribing to him as he deserves a lot more subscribers. Enjoy the video.
Thanks, Mr. Peon. Greetings, everyone. I am TheHiveLeader, a comedian MMO tuber, meaning I concentrate on fluff over substance. Much like modern MMOs, am I right? Seriously. That's why I'd like to talk about something a little less controversial than the current state of the MMO genre. Indie MMOs! Oh boy, I've opened a box here I'm going to regret, haven't I? Here's the question that everyone always poses. Is indie the future of the MMORPG genre? It's a question that's been asked dozens, if not hundreds of times at this point. Seeing a lack of potential profits, AAA devs are slowly moving away from the MMORPG genre and putting out MOBAs and survival games and the dreaded Frankenhybrid MMO insert three-letter game genre here. Or at least American devs, our friends in the East, are still chugging away. I know, scary times. But then there's the MMORPGs coming out of the indie dev scene. I use the term coming out lightly because I'm pretty sure none of them have actually come out yet. Shut up. But they are coming. Shroud of the Avatar, Project Gorgon, Camelot Unchained, Crowfall, Chronicles of Elyria, Star Citizen, Shards Online, Pantheon, Life is Feudal, and so on. These are true MMORPGs, made by developers who have years in the industry and are passionate about the genre. No corporate oversight, no stockholders concerned only about money. It's all about the game and the developer's vision. Truly, these games are here to save the MMORPG genre. Right? Well, that's what we all believe because we're excited about these games. And since they're all we have to look forward to, we may have a mild case of Stockholm Syndrome. And I'm right there with you. I think these games will be great. But since I'm a comedian and this isn't my channel, let's play
Devil's Advocate.
No. These games aren't going to save anything. Why? Well, let's discuss it. And yes, this is all going to sound really pessimistic, but that's the point, so just roll with it. This here is the tree trunk of evil where all the branches then shoot off. But we have to start here because it's kind of the big difference between a AAA dev and an indie dev. Okay, most indie devs. Games are easier than ever to make nowadays. What with new technology, game engines, and advances in AI, MMORPGs are no exception. Except they are. There is a lot that needs to be put into an MMORPG to make it stand out from the pack. What makes the genre great is that a truly good MMORPG is like 5 games in one. It's an RPG, a social party game, a dungeon crawler, a competitive PvP game, and an overglorified version of The Sims. And putting all of this together in a coherent form takes time. And time is money. And money is just money. Sure, you can create an extremely enjoyable core game built around a repeatable yet ever-changing event, like PvP battles. But this is 2016, which has a world of choices. There are dozens upon dozens of MMORPGs. The moment a game starts to even feel remotely stale, people are going to bail. Without the time and money needed to create the necessary content to keep people interested, the game is doomed to fail. Budget is the poisony, chewy center of it all. And on the outside, we all say they don't matter, but let's face it, they matter. And unless that small indie dev team just happens to have an awesome art director that's willing to work long hours for cheap, or is one of the main founders, an indie MMORPG is likely not going to have the best art style. This generally seems to be the case for most indie MMORPGs, which tend to look like they're stuck in the year 2000. Is this a bad thing? No. Could you deal with it for just the right mix of gameplay elements? Probably. But will you? The answer is no, you won't. Go ahead, say you will. I know you're lying. A true MMORPG needs to have a large world for people to explore, with tons of content to play through. Otherwise, people are going to devour everything and move on far too quickly. This amount of world building is going to need a budget that can afford more than just a few zones, unless you just want to reuse assets. There's only so many times I can pass the same bush before I start to lose immersion. Of course, there's always procedural content, but what works for something like Minecraft isn't exactly the same for an MMORPG. MMORPG content needs to be thought out and planned so that it can't just be bowled over by groups of people. And once again, we are back at the time is money argument. Building a world that people want to spend their virtual lives in takes time. But not only do you have to build it, you have to maintain and add to it. This is not 1999. Players have become accustomed to a cascade of updates that come at a fairly brisk pace. If you cannot provide this, they will move on. Now, I haven't played some of the games that look like they might break the mold, but of the currently playable indie MMORPGs out there, what is up with the combat? I mean, sure, tab targeting is still tried and true, but why does it have to feel so old? Trust me, I get it. Most of these games are meant to be a throwback to the golden age of MMORPGs. EverQuest, Ultima Online, Dark Age of Camelot. But do we really want to play the same game again, just slightly different? Wouldn't we just play those games? They still pretty much all exist. I mean, seriously, have we learned nothing from the past 10 years of WoW clones? Combat is more than likely going to be your main game mechanic. Why does it feel like such an afterthought in these games? You should be funneling most of your money toward combat, and if it can't feel good, at least just make it look good. Wait, didn't I already talk about budget? Yes, but this is different. So let's say your favorite indie game manages to release. Finally, an MMORPG that's fully ran by a developer who only cares about the game and you as a player. Oh, God. If anything, indie devs care more about money. This isn't just a job to them. If the game doesn't succeed, they don't have the safety net of a large corporation behind them. There's no just moving to a different project in the same studio. There's no health benefits, no 401k. This whole game is their livelihood. The developer's vision may be great, but food is also great and necessary for survival, and also apparently isn't free. No matter if their game is buy-to-play, subscription-based, or free-to-play, if there's not enough people playing the game, the dreaded pay-to-win is gonna look real attractive. If I can't bring in new players, I might as well milk the ones I have in the cash store. Someone's gotta send those kids to college. And there you have it. And I know all of this sounded really pessimistic, but I really don't feel this way. I'm excited for these games. I want these games. Heck, I kickstarted most of these games. I have faith. I just wish my faith looked a bit better. Just saying. Anyway, let me know why you think these games will fail in the comments below. That'll be fun. God, what have I done? Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and thanks to TheLazyPeon for having me on his channel. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you for having me. I will see you next time.